1, 2, 3, FCA!
So, continuing the theme, if I want to throw this guy, the best thing that I want to really focus on is where his weight is. If I want to throw him over this leg, his weight at damn well better be on this leg. If I'm trying to attack this leg and his weight's here, I'm going to attack this and I'm going to get absolutely nowhere. And I am going to set myself up to get countered. So, Tai otoshi is a great throw. If I want to Tai otoshi, I'm attacking this leg, but I want to get him heavy over that leg. So a good way, a nice setup for me is I could do like a half Tai otoshi, attacking this leg first. So I'm out here, I'm going to step in, and I'm just going to come into that leg a little bit, which makes it get light on that leg and balance over to there. Once I've got him over to there, I step across here, and I can finish that throw, knee to the ground. The movement, when I've planted this, is I am going to pivot up onto my toes, like I'm throwing a hook, and as I pivot up onto that toe, you'll notice my hip blasts through. So let's do it this way around, so we can see it from the other side. I'm here. I'm going to come in here and just get him driven up over that leg. Okay? Now, I'm going for a throw on this leg. I have no real expectation of finishing it. If he falls over, great, but I'm not really expecting it to happen. It's important that my hips are pointing in the same direction as his. I can't be out here like a T. I've got to be here, facing in the same direction. I'm going to plant that across, and I'm going to rotate it, throw, down to control. So that's our throw. Now on the ground, we were looking at back attacks. We were looking at back attacks in the last lesson, so we're going to continue that theme. Sometimes I'm going from this choke, and he starts to escape out this side. He wants to get over that leg, pop his hips out to that side, clear this arm, take a top position. Clearly, I do not want this to happen. I'm going for the choke on this side. As he starts to come out this side, I'm going to keep this elbow tight to his head. I'm going to bring this foot over his hip. I'm going to sit up and look for this leg. When I sit this way, he can sit up as well. Sit. As he comes up, I now have the space to clear this leg. Come over his shoulder. I'm in a bow and arrow choke. I'm going to pull with this leg towards me with my arm. I'm going to pull this towards me with my arm, and I'm going to straighten this leg out to finish that choke. Okay? In that case, he initiated the movement. There's times I'm working for this, I can't get the grips, and maybe I'm not as deep as I'd like to be on this side. I can initiate the movement. I put my foot to his hip, I hook with this foot, and I rotate him. Coming deep here, finishing that choke. It's a very, very powerful choke. It's a very strong way to finish a choke. Now, another thing that sometimes happens, I'm here and I'm working, and he wants to clear this arm to get to the outside. When he clears this arm, he's going to escape out to that side. He's taken my choke away. But a fun thing happens. To be able to clear this arm, he can't do it with this elbow locked down. He's not going to have the strength. So as he goes to clear this arm, that elbow is going to come up in the air. The second that elbow comes up, I can come to here. I go 2 hands onto his wrist, bring my arm past his head, take this into a figure 4. My elbow stays into his face, maintaining this angle. Same thing with my feet. Foot goes to his hip, foot goes here, rotate, armbar. Very strong armbar. Damian Maya is the master of this armbar. Lots of video of him doing this in an MMA situation. We're doing this with a gi, I'm going for gi chokes, but imagine this in a fight situation. We got gloves on. I'm trying to get rear naked chokes, but it's very hard with the gloves on. I get to here, I come past his face, I control this into my body, I rotate him. In an actual fight, this leg's going to come over, bang, down into his face as I finish this. Obviously, when we're training with our friends, when we're training in competition, that's not an acceptable move, but it's a good way of getting aggressive. The one other thing we were talking about tonight is, if I have a choice between a choke and a joint, I am going to go for the choke. Okay, philosophically. If I am here training, if I go for an armbar or a footlock, and the other guy decides he doesn't want to tap and his ego's getting in the way, I get to a point where I have to make a decision. Do I let it go or do I injure the person? Okay, that's here training. Me as an instructor, I travel around a lot, I go to a lot of other people's gyms. I really have developed a preference for going for a choke over going for a joint lock. If something's there, I'll go for it. If I'm training with someone I know well, we train a lot, I'm gonna go for everything because we've got our trust that's built up. But if I'm training with someone new, I'm training with someone I don't know that well, I'm gonna go for the choke over the joint lock because when I go for that choke, if they don't tap, I can just put them to sleep. If I go for an armbar and they don't tap, I'm at a decision point. Do I injure someone? As an instructor, that's absolutely a huge no-no. But then the other person is thinking, oh, I escaped. I'm having to have a conversation with them. Maybe in the back of their mind, they're thinking, oh yeah, you're just saying that because I toughed it out, okay? Moving on to if we're in a fight situation, MMA or an actual self-defense fight situation, I go for this armbar. I miss it even slightly and he gets to turn up. I'm now in a shitty situation with him on top raining down punches at me. Even if, we'll change this, common situation, drunk uncle at a Christmas party. He's got a little bit leery, he's got a little bit aggressive, started pushing things around. I'm trying to control the situation. I take his back, I calmly put him to sleep or control him while I have a conversation with him and calm him down and talk him down, we're good. I pop out here, snap his arm or dive off and heel hook him. Now I've got to take him to the ER. Now we're going to have a very fun family conversation about how I broke crazy Uncle Jeff's arm or leg or whatever. So just as a philosophical point, I really focus on going for chokes because chokes are the great leveler. I can go for a choke, I can go for it full force, I can put someone unconscious, wake him back up, and we talk about what happened. If I go full force with an armbar, someone's going to hospital. So it just is a training point for me. All the joint locks are absolutely fantastic. It's a great part of Jiu-Jitsu, but I'm always going to focus on going for a choke over going for a joint lock. At the situation of I'm training with someone I don't know. Thanks for helping me out. Good training.
Nice.